Sweet. Good morning. My name is Christian Schmidt, and I'm with Break Media. Hey, Nia, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I
Awesome.
watched the movie last night twice actually with the lights on because I don't play around when it comes to horror movies.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed it today, and I guess for
Thank
me, I
you.
wanted to ask you like, what was your relationship with horror movies growing up, and what
Mm.
drew you to this film?
I loved horror movies growing up. Loved them. Loved horror TV shows. I still do. And Candyman was like a big part of my childhood. It was just something that we all talked about and knew about and dared each other to do, saying his name and everything. And so when I heard about this sort of potential for this movie happening through Jordan Peele's company and with him attached as a writer, I thought, oh, this is kind of a dream come true. So, and then it ended up happening, which is amazing. So that's sort of how that happened.
Yeah. So you say you played it as a kid. Like, did you actually do it back
Oh,
then,
never.
or?
No, 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 no. I never done it. Never will. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'm the same thing. Like back then, I remember, kids would dare you to do it. And I was like, I'm not doing it now. 30 years later, I'm still not trying to do it. Like, there's no
Exactly.
way in
Yeah. Why
hell.
tempt fate?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Um, but no, yeah. So going back to the original, right? The
Mm.
original movie, it centers a white woman and she's kind of dipping her toe in the hood, and this
Yeah.
movie is very different, right? Like,
Mm.
it's got a very different feel. What
Yeah.
changes did you set out to make with this Candyman?
Well, it started with the original script that I read that Jordan and Wynn wrote, where they very purposefully were thinking like, okay, where does the story go from here, and how can we shift the POV to Anthony? And so, interestingly, it still becomes about someone dipping their toe into the hood, but in a way where like that he doesn't know that that's where where he's from, and oh, is that a spoiler? Oopsie. But but it's still about someone searching for a story to use for their, not his thesis, but his art. And so, but beyond that, we really wanted to tell the story from a Black point of view, from a Black perspective, and not just have it be like a static, monolithic sort of Black perspective, but like, Anthony's from the hood, his girlfriend's like wealthy, like they live in an gentrified part of Chicago. So it's like we
Mm,
wanted to like be specific, but also like not, trying to say we're telling everyone's story.
yeah. One thing I noticed, because I watched it twice again,
Yeah.
because it's one of those movies where you catch new things like every time you watch it,
Mm-hmm.
right? And one thing I noticed was Candyman was only killing white people this movie,
Oh,
right? Like,
yeah, yeah,
even
yeah.
even the Asian girl in the bathroom, she's
Oh,
like, "No, I'm out." Like, she dipped
yeah,
before. Like,
yeah,
was that intentional, or was it?
yeah. It was actually, but like less in a like let's kill all the white people way, but more of like a kind of playing on the trope that everyone has of like of like Black people in horror films, like either they die first or they're not even in them because they would never like go investigate like the noise or whatever. And so we're like, if that is the case, then they just wouldn't ever be killed. So and also because the movie's dealing with like real life horrors, like racial violence,
Mm,
um we wanted to create that distinction. And then finally, like in the first film, I always found it so weird that Candyman is like created out of this like terrible white mob, like, racial, like a lynching basically. And
right.
he's killing all these Black people. I was like, I don't understand what we're doing, Candy, Mr. Man. So, so I thought, better to do it this way.
No, I feel you. Oh, well, thank you
Yeah,
so much for your time, Neil. I really enjoyed it. So
absolutely.
congrats.
Thank you so much. Thanks for watching it twice.
No, I'm gonna watch it again. I gotta go back and watch it again.
Awesome.